Hello everyone. So today we are going to discuss about the qualities of culturable fishes which we can use in fish farming or in aquaculture. So here we are going to mention some of the basic or some of the most important qualities which are essential to have in case of the culturable fish species. But before moving towards the topic, let's see the background history of this topic. In India, we know that there is a huge area near about 7.5 million hectares of area that is covered by small water bodies, tanks, ponds, and small water bodies which can be used for fish culture or for fish farming. But because of not proper use or because of lack of scientific knowledge to the fish farmers, that area is not completely utilized for fish farming or aquaculture. And purpose of this study or paper purpose of this paper is to give the scientific knowledge to our students so that they can start their own business, or they can establish themselves in such type of industries which are related to fisheries. So here we are going to discuss about the qualities of culturable fish species, in which the first quality that is related to the feeding habits of the fishes. And regarding the culturable fish species, the culturable fish species must feed on the phytoplanktons as well as the zooplanktons. And these phytoplanktons and zooplanktons, as we know that they are already available in the natural water bodies in the form of the members of the families like chlorophyceae, basilarophyceae, or the zooplanktons like the rotifers, cladocerans, uh, copepods, etc. So these culturable fish species must feed on the natural phytoplanktons and zooplanktons available in that water body, and they also feed on the decaying matter or the debris which is present on in that water body. Then if there is need of providing the artificial food, then they must feed on the cheap artificial food. That is also the quality of these culturable fishes. Their growth rate should be high, comparatively high, and they should get early mature. Then, regarding the fecundity of these fishes, there should be, of course, the high fecundity in case of the fishes. For example, when we see the fecundity of Indian major carps, for example, in case of Labio rohita, the fecundity of Labio rohita, that is near about 2,25,500 to 27,94,000. Such type of high fecundity should be there in case of the culturable fish species. And these species must be hardy, or they must be resistant to the diseases as well as the environmental changes, because of the climatic changes, or because of so many external factors. There may be the conditions, like there may be the changes in case of the environmental factors, or the physicochemical parameters of that water body, like the pH. There may be the change in pH of water, there may be change in the atmospheric temperature or the water temperature, there may be change in the TDS or chlorinity, salinity of that water body. So these fish species must be resistant to the environmental changes, or they must adapt easily themselves to the environmental conditions. Then the next quality of the fishes, that is they should be easy to handle. They should be easy to handle, as well as at the time of harvesting they should be easily caught in the net. And they should be easy to transport to the market, because as we know, in case of rural area, there is no market, or there are very small markets available. So when we think globally or at national level, we have to transfer our fish to the global markets or national markets. So these fishes should have the high immunity power, and they should be very convenient to transport on long distances. Again, they should be, of course, very tasteful, they should be palatable, there should be very high demand in markets to these species. And when we think about the breeding of these fishes, they should be natural breeders. They should profusely breed in naturally available environmental conditions. And when we think about their feeding habits, they should consume a little amount of food or a small quantity of food for their survival. And one more thing, that is when we apply polyculture in our fish farm, then these fish species should live in harmony with the other fish species. They should not disturb, or they should not compete with other species for food or for their survival, or they should not disturb other species, or they should not make prey, or they should not endure to other fish species. So these are some of the qualities which are very essential in case of culturable fish species. If we select a particular fish for our fish farm to culture, then these qualities are the basic qualities which that fish should must have. So this is about some of the qualities of culturable fishes.